Meanwhile, at the Grant's mansion, Tyler Grant was practicing with a terrain model. As a gifted individual, he excelled in everything he did, including terrain model training. Since few could compete against him, he usually trained by himself. "Something terrible has happened, Mr. Grant." One of the butlers barged into his study anxiously. "Get out," Tyler ordered icily without looking at the butler. But the butler swallowed the rest of his words when he received Tyler's menacing glare and scuttled back to the door to wait patiently. It took a while for Tyler to finish his practice. When he was finished, he asked, "What is it?" "Sir, we just received news that Ms. Jailer was killed." The butler cried in despair. "She was killed?" Tyler's brows furrowed. "What happened?" "She wanted to take revenge for you, so she set up a trap for Natasha Harmon." The butler quickly briefed Tyler on what happened. "That idiot. How could she do something like that without permission?" Tyler humphed, indifferent to the news. "What?" The butler was dismayed. Shouldn't Tyler be boiling with rage and start looking for the murderer right now? Why was he so calm? And how could he call his sister an idiot? He was being too cruel. "Sir, Ms. Layla was killed because she wanted to get even at Natasha Harmon for breaking off the engagement with you." The butler pressed. "When did I ask her to meddle in my affairs?" Tyler retorted coldly, rendering the butler speechless. The butler couldn't help feeling that his master was becoming more cold-hearted these days. "Who killed her?" Tyler asked abruptly. "An asshole named Dustin Rhys." The butler told him. "Dustin Rhys?" Tyler raised an eyebrow. "Natasha's little boy toy?" "That's him." The butler nodded his head. "That reckless bastard dared to chop off Ms. Layla's head right before everyone's eyes." "All right. You can leave now." Tyler waved the butler away indifferently. "Sir, don't you plan to avenge her at all?" The butler couldn't stop himself from asking. "I have my plans. I don't need you to tell me what to do. Get out." Tyler responded calmly. "Yes, sir." The butler left with his head lowered and without saying another word. He can't understand why Tyler was being so calm despite knowing who the murderer was. It was too peculiar. She may be an idiot, but she's still a Grant. Tyler lifted his cup of tea and softly called out, "Uriah." Instantly, a woman donning black clothes and a raindrop-designed mask appeared. "Master, you called for me?" The woman responded, kneeling on one knee before him with her head bowed. "Have some fun with this Dustin, but don't kill him so quickly," Tyler ordered. "Yes, master," Uriah answered before disappearing without a trace, like a ghost. Back in the Harmon estate. "There, all done. You'll be fine in a few days." Dustin carefully applied medicine to Natasha's wound and bandaged it up nicely. Although the wound was shallow, it would still hurt. "Will it leave a scar on my face?" Natasha picked up a mirror and examined her face worriedly. "Why? Do you doubt my skills?" Dustin asked in mock displeasure. "I'm just worried I'll look ugly if I have a scar, and you won't like me anymore," Natasha answered seriously. "Don't be silly." Dustin was amused. "I promise you, your face won't scar. Besides, even if it does, you'll still be the prettiest person in the world to me." Such a sweet talker. A small smile appeared on Natasha's face, and her worry eased. Although she wasn't as superficial as other ladies, she was also afraid of turning ugly. "Dustin, get your ass over here." Someone suddenly roared, sending the door flying with a powerful kick, and a group of people led by Trent instantly filled the room. "What are you doing, Uncle Trent?" Natasha asked with a frown. "It's none of your business. We're here for him." Trent pointed at Dustin and yelled, "How dare you kill Ms. Layla? I'm here to drag you to the Grants. You better apologize to them immediately." "But Dustin did that to save me," Natasha argued. "Why are you still defending him?" Trent seethed. "Do you know that if we don't hand him over to the Grants, we'll have to face their wrath instead?" "I don't care. All I know is that Dustin saved me, so I need to protect him." "You want to get to him? Over my dead body?" Natasha stepped forward, her glare menacing. "You're hopeless," Trent exclaimed, livid. "Natasha Harmon. Do you intend to ruin our entire family because of him?" Jacob yelled. "He should pay for what he did." Since he was the one who caused this mess, we shouldn't have to bear the brunt of his mistakes. Exactly. We must arrest him and hand him over to the Grant. Members of the Harmon family continuously shouted out in anger and indignation. Shut up! Natasha roared. If it weren't for Dustin, all of you would have died during the family gathering. It's bad enough that you aren't helping him in times of need, but how could you guys add fuel to the fire instead? Her words silenced the arrogant people. Forget about those righteous views of yours, Natasha. One must pay for their crimes. Dustin made a mistake, so he should be punished. Kate sneered. She's right. We don't want to suffer just because of him. The crowd echoed. They couldn't care less about Dustin's previous contributions and were willing to sacrifice him if it meant placating the Grants. Are you guys going against me? Natasha demanded agitatedly. Enough with the nonsense. For the sake of our family, we must arrest him today. Jacob incited. Give the command, Trent. Don't hate me, Dustin. You have yourself to blame for making such a huge mistake. Trent gestured to the others and commanded. Tie him up. I'd like to see who dares. Suddenly, Natasha fished out a gun from the bedside and pointed it toward the group of people. You wretch. Are you trying to rebel against us? Trent yelled. Don't force my hand, Uncle Trent. Natasha warned. Well, I don't believe you have the guts to shoot us. Jacob began to step forward confidently, and without hesitation, Natasha pulled the trigger.